Emma stood in front of her bedroom mirror, brushing her hair as the morning sun streamed through the window. "Hi there. My name is Emma," she said, practicing her English. "Learning English has been quite a journey for me, and I know it can be challenging for you too, today." Emma was excited to share a glimpse into her daily life, hoping it would help others learn English in a fun and relatable way. "In this story, you'll join me on a typical day, and together, we'll explore new words and phrases," she explained with a smile before heading out. Emma reminded her viewers, "Don't forget to turn on the subtitles and repeat after me to improve your pronunciation." With a final glance in the mirror, she grabbed her backpack and headed downstairs, ready to embrace the day ahead. Emma's journey was about to begin, and she was eager to share it with everyone watching. Emma stepped out of her house into the crisp morning air. The sun was shining brightly, casting a warm glow over her neighborhood. Birds chirped cheerfully as she made her way down the familiar path to school. "It's such a beautiful morning," she thought, taking a deep breath and feeling grateful for the day ahead. As she walked, Emma couldn't help but think about the presentation she had to give in her English class later. "I'm a bit nervous," she admitted to herself, "but I know I've prepared well." Her teacher, Mr. Johnson, had encouraged the class to practice speaking in front of a mirror, and Emma had taken his advice to heart. Arriving at school, Emma was greeted by her friend, Lily. "Good morning, Emma," Lily called out, waving enthusiastically. "Are you ready for the presentation today?" Emma smiled, trying to hide her nerves. "Good morning, Lily. Yes, I am ready. I've practiced a lot," she replied, using one of the phrases she had rehearsed. The school was bustling with students, each engaged in their own morning routines. Emma loved the energy of the place, with its colorful hallways and the sound of laughter echoing through the corridors. It was a place where she felt she could learn and grow every day. As they walked to class, Emma and Lily chatted about their plans for the weekend, using simple English phrases they had learned. "What are you doing this weekend?" Emma asked, eager to keep the conversation going. "I'm going to the park with my family," Lily replied. "What about you?" Emma thought for a moment. "I might visit my grandparents. They always have interesting stories to tell." The bell rang, signaling the start of the school day. Emma took a deep breath, feeling a mix of excitement and anticipation. She knew that today was an opportunity to learn and share, and she was ready to make the most of it. With a final wave to Lily, Emma headed to her classroom, her mind focused on the presentation and the new words she would use. The day was just beginning, and Emma was determined to make it a great one. Emma entered her classroom, greeted by the familiar sight of desks neatly arranged and the whiteboard filled with notes from the previous day. Her classmates were already seated, chatting quietly as they waited for the lesson to begin. Emma took her seat near the front, placing her backpack on the floor beside her. Mr. Johnson, their English teacher, walked in with a warm smile. "Good morning, everyone," he said, his voice full of enthusiasm. "Today, we have some exciting presentations lined up. I know you've all worked hard, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to share. Emma felt a flutter of nerves in her stomach, but reminded herself of the practice she had done. She had rehearsed her presentation multiple times, focusing on clear pronunciation and using the new vocabulary they had learned in class. As the first few students presented, Emma listened attentively, taking mental notes on their delivery and the phrases they used. She admired their confidence and hoped to convey the same assurance when it was her turn. Finally, Mr. Johnson called her name. "Emma, you're up next." Emma stood up, smoothing her skirt as she walked to the front of the class. She took a deep breath, reminding herself to speak slowly and clearly. "Hello, everyone," she began, making eye contact with her classmates. "Today, I want to talk about my favorite hobby, painting." She had chosen this topic because it was something she was passionate about, and she hoped her enthusiasm would shine through. "Painting allows me to express my feelings and capture the beauty of the world around me," she explained, gesturing to the small canvas she had brought as a visual aid. As she spoke, Emma used phrases they had practiced in class, such as "I enjoy and it makes me feel." She paused occasionally to let her words sink in, ensuring her classmates could follow along. "One of my favorite things to paint is landscapes," she continued, pointing to a picture of a sunset she had painted. "The colors of the sky at dusk are truly inspiring." Emma noticed a few nods of appreciation from her classmates, which boosted her confidence. She wrapped up her presentation by inviting questions, a strategy Mr. Johnson had suggested to engage the audience. "Does anyone have any questions about painting or my process?" she asked, smiling. A classmate raised their hand. "What materials do you use for your paintings?" Emma was pleased with the question. "I mostly use acrylic paints and canvas," she replied. "They allow me to experiment with different textures and techniques." With the presentation complete, Emma returned to her seat, feeling a sense of accomplishment. She had faced her nerves and shared something she loved with her classmates. Mr. Johnson gave her a nod of approval, and Emma felt proud of her effort. The rest of the class continued with more presentations, each student bringing their unique perspective and interests to the forefront. Emma listened with renewed interest, inspired by the diverse topics and the courage of her peers. As the class came to an end, Mr. Johnson praised everyone for their hard work. "You've all done an excellent job today," he said. "Remember, practice makes perfect, and each time you speak, you're improving your English skills." Emma left the classroom with a smile, grateful for the opportunity to learn and grow. She knew that each day brought new challenges and chances to improve, and she was ready to embrace them all. As Emma walked home from school, she reflected on her presentation and the new English phrases she had used. She was proud of her progress and eager to reinforce what she had learned. Today was a great opportunity to practice speaking in front of others, she thought. Recalling the supportive nods from her classmates, Emma decided to review the key expressions from her presentation. "I enjoy," she repeated to herself, remembering how she had used it to describe her love for painting. "It's a simple phrase, but it helps convey my feelings clearly." She also thought about the question her classmate had asked. "What materials do you use?" Was a useful question structure she realized could be applied in various contexts. For example, I could ask, "What ingredients do you use?" When talking about cooking, she mused. Emma knew that understanding common errors was just as important as learning new phrases. She reminded herself to avoid saying "I enjoy to paint," which was a mistake she had made in the past. "It's "I enjoy painting," she corrected, reinforcing the correct usage in her mind. To further solidify her understanding, Emma decided to create a few more examples. "I enjoy reading," she said aloud, thinking of her favorite books. "I enjoy listening to music," she added, recalling the songs she liked to play while painting. Emma felt a sense of satisfaction as she practiced these phrases. She knew that by using them in different contexts, she was building her confidence and fluency in English. "Each time I practice, I'm getting better," she reminded herself, feeling motivated to continue her language journey. As she reached her house, Emma was filled with a renewed sense of determination. She knew that learning a language was a gradual process, but with each step, she was making progress. Emma was excited to keep exploring new words and expressions, knowing that they would open up new opportunities for communication and connection. Once home, Emma decided to engage in a practical activity to reinforce her learning. She sat at her desk, opened her notebook, and began to write about her day, using the new vocabulary and phrases she had practiced. "Today, I want to describe my morning routine," she thought, eager to apply her knowledge. Emma started by writing, "I enjoy waking up early because it gives me time to prepare for the day." She paused, considering how she could expand on this idea. "I enjoy having breakfast with my family," she added, recalling the pleasant conversations they shared over the meal. To make the activity more interactive, Emma decided to challenge herself by describing a hypothetical situation. "Imagine you're preparing for a big event," she wrote. "What steps do you take to get ready?" She encouraged herself to use the phrases she had learned, such as "I enjoy" and "What materials do you use?" Emma then practiced speaking aloud, repeating the sentences she had written. "I enjoy preparing for events because it makes me feel organized," she said, focusing on her pronunciation and intonation. She knew that speaking aloud was crucial for improving her fluency and confidence. To further engage with the material, Emma decided to ask herself questions, just as her classmates had done during the presentation. "What do you enjoy doing in your free time?" she asked, pretending to be a curious friend. "I enjoy painting and reading," she replied, smiling at the thought of her favorite hobbies. Emma felt a sense of accomplishment as she completed the activity. She knew that by actively using the language, she was reinforcing her learning and building her confidence. "Practice makes perfect," she reminded herself, feeling motivated to continue her language journey. With her notebook filled with new sentences and ideas, Emma felt ready to tackle any language challenge that came her way. She knew that each practice session brought her closer to her goal of fluency, and she was excited to see where her efforts would take her next. As the day came to a close, Emma sat by her window, watching the sunset paint the sky in hues of orange and pink. Reflecting on her day, she felt a deep sense of satisfaction. Today, I learned how to express my thoughts and feelings in English, she thought. Recalling the phrases she had practiced, Emma knew that each small step she took in her language journey was significant. Every bit of practice makes a difference, she reminded herself, feeling proud of her progress. She was grateful for the opportunity to share her story and hoped it had inspired others to embrace their own learning paths. Before heading to bed, Emma recorded a short message for her viewers. Today, you learned how to talk about your hobbies and prepare for events in English, she said, her voice filled with encouragement. Remember, learning a language is a journey, and every step counts. With a warm smile, she added, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join me for more adventures in learning English. Emma felt excited about the future, knowing that each day brought new opportunities to grow and connect with others through language.